Okay, so the question you may have is, what can you buy for under $10,000? Well, you're looking at it. This is a Keystone Springdale, and we are at General RV, and they are selling this thing for $10,000, or a little less than $10,000. So let's check this out and see exactly what you get for that price. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so this probably isn't going to be a terribly long video, but it's going to be one that'll at least give you an idea, if you have 10 grand and you're looking for a travel trailer, what you can get. So first and foremost, this is a stick and tin unit, which means it's going to have a steel frame, but the side walls are going to be made out of lumber versus aluminum. It's going to have an aluminum corrugated side paneling, very similar to what you might see on a home or a mobile home, and that's going to cover all of that. They're going to have batted insulation inside of there as well. But at the end of the day, the thing about these is they're usually pretty dang affordable, and they're relatively easy to repair if you happen to damage the sidewall, which is really nice. You do want to take precautions, check your seals, make sure that no water gets into the sidewall and into that lumber. But stick and tin units are perfectly fine if you're on a budget and you're looking for an RV that will do what you want it to do, if this will do what you want it to do. Anyways, let's look at the numbers on this. So this is going to have a gross vehicle weight rating of 4,350 pounds, which means this is going to be towable by a lot of different types of vehicles. If you don't load it up to capacity, which is 1,280 pounds worth of cargo, then you have more flexibility, because let's say you only put like 500 pounds in this thing, you're going to be under 4,000 pounds, which is pretty awesome. Has a 4,000 pound axle, because some of the weight's going to rest on the back of your vehicle, so it doesn't need to carry the entire weight. Has 14-inch D-load range tires, which is actually pretty nice. But at the end of the day, this is the type of trailer a lot of people can afford and a lot of people can tow with various vehicles. For me, I would really only put this behind a full-size SUV, maybe some larger mid-size SUVs that have at least like a 6,000 to 7,000 pound tow capacity, because you still have a giant wall that is relatively tall and is going to be impacted by wind and other conditions on the road. So just keep that in mind. And your vehicle may require a weight distribution hitch and sway control system to properly tow this in a way that's going to be comfortable for you. Dry weight on this unit's only 3,050 pounds. So again, this is going to be very lightweight. You're also going to want to be careful going to extremely windy areas. If the wind picks up over 30 miles an hour, maybe even 25, 30 plus miles an hour, and you're towing this with a smaller vehicle, you might want to pull off the road and ride it out. That said, let's walk around this and see what's going on. So you have a spot up here for, you could probably fit a couple batteries up here if you wanted. Spot for a 25-pound propane can. That's already in place. Your A-frame section here is kind of cool, because they've kind of reinforced this section right here just for the battery carrier, and that's going to benefit you in multiple ways, but that's really nice. Has a manual tongue jack. This is one of those areas where you can quickly and affordably upgrade that and feel really good about your upgrade, because it's cool to have a power tongue jack there. Looks like it's a 2 5/16 inch ball. You got your storage right here. Actually, it's a pretty dang thick, dense baggage door. I was surprised to see that. 30 amp cable in here, and there's a full pass-through storage, which is really nice. 3-year structural warranty from Keystone. You have a power awning extending right here, as well as an LED light strip underneath it, so that's nice. You have your steel step to go inside. It is traditional leaf sprung suspension, and it uses Lodestar tires by Carrier, which is not a terrible tire. You definitely want to monitor your pressure, and you definitely want to keep an eye on it, but this isn't what I would consider to be like bottom of the basement. You can definitely upgrade this, throw a Goodyear Endurance on, throw a Cooper, throw something else. Some people might actually want to try to turn this into a project, put a couple grand into it, put some Goodyear Wranglers on there, maybe have it lifted just slightly, put some cool graphics decals on this. You can have this thing looking pretty dang awesome pretty quickly as well. Coming around, that's where your furnace lives. You have power and cable connections on the outside, your low point drains. You have scissor jack stabilization only on the back, so I don't see any scissor jacks on the front. So you have kind of side-to-side stabilization back here. LED lights. It is prepped for a backup camera, and it does have a walkable roof because it has the Lippert on-the-go ladder mount up there, which is really nice. And it says walkable roof. This is your on-demand water heater, which is also nice. Becoming more and more popular on units, so don't see this as a surprise to have an on-demand water heating system. This has been something that is truly becoming very, very common on most RVs now. Your water connection's down here, and then you have a window on the other side of the banner right here. But let's hop inside this RV and see what it's about. I do like the fact that they actually give you a real bumper too. So you look at the Brinkley over here, no bumper, because they have a receiver hitch, but you can still put a bumper on it. But this one actually gives you a bumper, so you can throw your sewer hose in there and just purchase the end caps that are vented on each end to keep bugs and stuff from going in and your sewer hose from coming out. Okay, so we're gonna walk inside of this 1800 BH. BH probably stands for bunkhouse. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break from filming this RV so we can talk about something important to anybody with an RV.
This is a prime poop musician. What's going on, JD? I'm here at the toilet treatment section for General RV. And off the store shelves, this episode sponsored by Liquify, the best RV toilet treatment in the industry.
I agree. If you have an RV, you're ultimately going to be using this stuff.
Not only that, you're putting a whole bunch of waste and bacteria in your holding tank. That's what makes Liquify special. This is not a chemical that just masks the odor. This is made with enzymes and bacteria, so it's going to liquefy your waste, clean your sensors, and break down the poo pyramid from forming in your holding tank.
Yep.
All you need is 1 ounce instead of the drop-in pods. You take it, fill up the chamber, and you pour it in your holding tank. And I said 1 ounce. It's 1 to 2 ounces. 1 ounce in the winter, 2 ounces in the summer.
Yep, and I got to give you a good plug for this because he sent me a case of this stuff when he first launched it, just so I could try it out, and it works exceptionally well, and it smells really, really good. And I wouldn't be endorsing this product if I didn't feel like it was a legitimately awesome product to use.
Thank you, and that's a great point. I mean, we're a legitimate business. We're here at store shelves, at RV dealerships. We're in 1,700 Walmarts nationwide. We're on Amazon and on our website, liquefiedrv.com. Guys, we're changing the RV industry one stinky black tank at a time. Everybody's hearing the message about an enzyme bacteria-based toilet treatment. It's good for the environment, it's good for campgrounds, and it's good for your holding tank. Right now, what we got, if you go to liquefiedrv.com/SOB, Summer of Bundles, you guys save up to 20% when you're buying a 3-pack. So not only that, we ship it straight from our warehouse in Elkhart, Indiana, and I'll probably ship it directly to you myself personally.
All right, so we have a queen size bed at the very front. We have some storage above, a place to mount your TV, your cable and power connections, LED lighting with little buttons inside. We don't have any power on in this unit at the moment. Your AC unit's right here. You have a booth style dinette. Perhaps you have some storage underneath. You do. So you got a good amount of storage underneath. It's a great place to maybe build out your battery system if you want to make this thing more off-grid. One window right here. Now I know this is a big cost savings area, but I would pay a couple $100 extra if they put a big window right here, another big window right here, and maybe another window over here. But this unit has 2 total windows in it. One right here and one right here in the kitchen area. And that's where I really think the miss is. You know, when you buy something like this, even though you only pay 10 grand, it would be nice to have more windows. Good size plastic sink. This is also an area you could upgrade to one with a wand on if you wanted. This actually has a thicker countertop than you see in a lot of RVs. So this is not thermofoil. This is like a Formica. This is a much thicker with a big rubber strip around the edge and a thicker top to it. So believe it or not, this material right here should actually outlast thermofoil that you see in a lot of more expensive RVs. So that's really cool. Over here you have your awning and lighting controls, your thermostat. I really like the poles that they're using here as well. They seem far higher end than what you would get normally in a $10,000 trailer. Magnetic holes, which are nice. Vent hood, 2-burner Flame King cooktop. No oven. You do have a microwave over here, so you have a compact Greystone microwave, 12-volt Furrion refrigerator. You know me, if there's no drawers in a kitchen, it's not a real kitchen. You got drawers in here. And they're on roller glides, which sometimes you might not think you're going to get at this price point. You have your 2 bunk beds over here for the kiddos, and this also converts into a bed. And this table moves, so you can move that out of the way if you need to whenever you're making no bed, and you might even want to take that outside and use this as like a picnic table. Stepping into the bathroom. It is a nice compact bathroom. At this price point, unfortunately, you traditionally don't see a shower wall inside of here. This material right here is impervious to water unless you damage it. But yeah, it would have been nice to see even, you know, some type of a high gloss, easily cleanable wall board in here, which this one doesn't have. You have a pretty good sized shower pan actually. Stepping inside of here, it is a little low, so you're probably going to hit your head if you're at 6 feet or taller right here, and the vent gives you a little bit more space, but it is relatively low, and that's mainly because the ceiling height in this RV is relatively low. but you do have a spot for your shower here. This is an area that you could probably go to Lowe's or Home Depot and build your own shower surround for maybe $100. So this is an area you could probably tackle. Just, you know, silicone seal or use caulking around the edges of it, make sure no water gets behind it. But that would be a really good project to kind of give you satisfaction with some of the upgrades you can do. You have your on-demand water heater, power right here, which is nice. And then you have a light switch, plus your sink is here, plastic foot flush toilet. And then you have a mirror on the wall and a hanging hook for your towels or robes. Another upgrade you could do is upgrade the toilet. You could easily put a porcelain foot flush toilet. To give you perspective, a cargo trailer this size would probably only be a couple $1,000s less. So what you're getting in here is a great starting position if you want to add a ton of upgrades, changing your lighting fixtures. Shoot, you could probably even install a window, right? These are things you could add if you're crafty and you have power tools to be able to do this kind of stuff. But this is a cool kind of starting RV for 10 grand. I mean, like I said, it's about $3,000 more than the equivalent cargo trailer this size, and you're getting a lot already pre-installed from a power, wiring perspective, plumbing, and furniture aspect. Under here, you got, looks like a huge storage area. It is. Check this out. So you have a huge trunk, essentially, underneath this queen mattress. That is really nice. Got a lot of storage capability here. And then you have a nice big end area here that you can put your CPAP machine, your coffee, whatever, or even just upgrade this area. This is a great canvas to do a lot of upgrades. Anyways, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Please put a comment below. Is this something you can see having potential, something you see that you could add to and create something really, really special for you and your family? Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.